Good morning. It's not morning. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. My eyelashes look sketchy. I'm down nails. We're doing great. And the Roomba is going. So it's like perfect start to my vlogs. I signed up for masterclass. So I finished the Kelly Wearstler one yesterday. I started the Massimo Bottura. I love him. So I started that one, got about halfway through it. And then I started the James Suckling one. I paused the Massimo one solely because I'm a pescatarian and like so much of it is just like I'm never gonna do that. And James Suckling really appealed to me because I'm like super into wine. So I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So if you guys are getting hammered with those ads like I was, do it. I also love it because it's what I do for a living. Like I do virtual coaching and like classes and stuff like that. So I totally understand it. They just do it in a very like blanket way and not tailored like I do. So I think it's cool because I'm like, I love, like, dude, Kelly Wearstler is a huge source of inspiration for me in terms of interiors. We were just talking about this for like 2 hours yesterday. When we're gonna build our dream home eventually, right? So when we do that, like I am somebody who like I'm an all or nothing, and I really have no interest in like changing a bunch of stuff in a house that I'm not gonna live in for very long. I'll just deal with it. So I was telling him, I'm like, you know, I get so many ideas from her, so when the time comes, I'll just pull the trigger and do these things. But like listening to how she explains things and like how to, you know, how to think about something and how to implement this, and you know, it was just really cool. And it was also just nice to be in basically in a course that put me in a mind space that was very creative and curious without being overwhelming. So it's just everything I like. But yeah, so that's really cool, and I'm gonna keep watching them because I have the all access pass. So yeah, so that's what's going on today. I did yoga yesterday because I was super duper rickety. So I have not lost my streak yet, but I definitely did not ride yesterday because I just felt like my neck, I couldn't even like fully extend my neck. Like it was super tight. So I just needed a break. So I did a 30-minute beginner yoga flow on glutes, and I was like, holy shit, if this is beginner, I'm terrified for advanced. I'm also like not a yogi. Every single time I do yoga, without fail, every single time, I think, wow, I don't like this at all. I feel like I need to do it because I definitely see where it's like helping my body, but I just do not enjoy it. So I would rather spin than do yoga, but I feel like I get a lot of value out of yoga. It's, you know what I mean? Where it's like going to the dentist, you know you need to do it, you just don't want to do it. Okay, so we are at the point in self-isolation where my eyelashes are really falling out like crazy. So we're about to get a little nutty looking in the morning. I did order some fall seeds from Amazon just because I have no idea when we're actually going to be able to go back to like appointments. So it's Tuesday, and today so far I've done quite a bit. I actually tried to film what I ate in a day yesterday, and it like totally went to shit. So I'm going to combine it into like what I eat over the course of a few days, just to salvage it. Plus I think it's more realistic that way. Today I've gotten some cleaning done. I just finished doing a whole bunch of dishes. I have a puppy who doesn't want to move, so I'm sitting on her butt basically. I'm filming like 4 different videos currently, which is really challenging for me to do because I have a hard time keeping all this stuff straight. It's much easier for me with clients because clients have folders. This, like, memory cards do not have like default folders. I've gotten a bunch of like household stuff done. Jeremy's birthday is in like a week and a half, just about 2 weeks, and it's a big birthday, and we were supposed to go to London for it, and he obviously I can't even go get my nails done, let alone take a recreational trip to London. So I'm trying to figure out what to do. Like, how do you have a banner birthday during a pandemic, you know, where everybody's in a shelter in place? So I've got some ideas. I'm working on them. We're gonna see. I'll tell you guys more once it's done because you know, he can totally watch my YouTube channel, so like I don't think he does, but he could. So I don't want to put that out there and then have him watch it and have me, you know what I mean, spoil it in the most roundabout way possible. What the fuck? Okay, so now our fridge decided to say hello. So I got an impromptu haircut today. Adelie has like a mobile spa that comes to her, and she showed up this morning. I totally did not expect her to show up this morning. I just assumed it was canceled. She showed up and she stood at the very edge of our front porch, and Adelaide walked out to her, and then they called me and took payment. It was like she goes, we got permission to, like, here's how we do it, and it keeps her employed. So I was like, okay. Anyway, so, this is what life is like now. What was it? Yeah, okay, so our fridge just spazzed out. The ice machine, our ice machine has been like so weird for, I think, like 7 months now or something, some crazy amount of time. And so we've just been buying ice, like big 10-pound bags of ice, and keeping it in our deep freeze outside. And he's been trying to fix the ice machine, but so that's why we have, like, if you've ever seen some of my more recent videos, there's this like big black box in our kitchen. It's just in case the fridge spazzes out, so it's like somewhere to catch it, and it just started, so it just looks like it's pissing itself basically. It just starts streaming water out of the water part of the kitchen, of the refrigerator. So that's what's going on that front. Currently not a fan of LG appliances. Our dryer, like, lint tray thing sucks. We're already on our second or third one of those. All of the appliances are brand new too. And they're supposed to be some of the nicer ones, but whatever. So we'll get a new ice machine insert, whatever, because he just broke it. Oh, it's always something. But yeah, so Tuesday. I'm about to get up to work out. I think I'm gonna do like 2 hours today. I am filming what I eat in a couple of days, quarantine edition. But I wanted to also chime in on what I'm doing professionally. So I am somebody who's very sensitive to, like, the economic impact of all of this. I have a ton of people in my life and friends and whatnot that have posted really heartbreaking realities for themselves and their families, and I'm just very sensitive to that. So it feels really inappropriate for me to market my company, right? Which is why I haven't done it. I had a whole plan right before this thing started for how I was going to tackle spring, and I just canceled all of it because I was like, nope. It just felt so tone deaf and gross to me, and I just was not at all okay with it. And my name is literally in my company. So there is no way in hell I'm ever going to post anything that I am uncomfortable with. I'm doing a sliding scale because I feel like it's just the right thing to do right now. Like, I know we all have our ways of coping with stress and uncertainty. I know a lot of people have anxiety and that kind of stuff, and I'm very grateful that I don't have that, but I'm also somebody who is very sensitive to other people's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to add to it. So I got asked by a friend of mine to contribute a group session, sort of like a little, like, mini TED talk to a virtual happy hour about, like, at-home skincare, which I'm, like, super on board to do. But it also kind of got my wheels turning on, like, content for my channel on, like, you know, just manageable amounts of self-care without having to, like, go shopping or order stuff online from a company that may be having supply chain issues or maybe having issues with shipping right now or whatever, right? Because I don't know about you, but I'm getting a ton of emails about, like, how companies are handling this. But I also just mainly, I don't want to add to the stress of anything. So I'm trying to think about everything from a more neutral, in terms of profitability perspective, just because I don't think scaling a business is a really great idea right now, right? So I have not paused everything, but I've just kind of turned the volume down on what I wanted to do because I just feel like it's incredibly inappropriate and tone deaf. But I was thinking about, you know, like, I was thinking about overall self-betterment, you know, and how people take opportunities like this to sink their teeth into stuff. So something I've done is masterclass. Like, I signed up for masterclass last week. I've already finished one. I'm halfway through another, and we started another one. And I love it. So far, I'm like way into it. But it got me thinking about my business and like what I do. And, you know, I'll never be able to do a masterclass because it kind of defies the tailored component to my job. Like, I like that everything's one-on-one, comprehensive, totally tailored to you. That is exactly what I wanted to do, and that's exactly what I'm going to continue to do. But I also think YouTube isn't the best platform for anything like that. I think it would be more of like a course program or something like that, right? But it gets your brain going about the future and evolving and pivoting what your company is and can do and should be known for. And beyond that, I think it's super important that, at least for me, the reason why I took the leap to start my company is because I wanted to push myself. And I have no issue being held accountable for anything. I have no issue being, you know, the one responsible for all of that. That's not my problem. My problem is I need to feel like I really am providing as much value as I hope I am. So I have to wrap my head around how I do a course or something that a lot of people can access for less money, but still feeling like I have the component of tailored or nuance and specificity and like all of those things, the things that are like non-negotiable for me. I need to figure out a way to implement that and to really bite-size that too. Like, that is really hard to do in this world because there's world of skincare, because there's so many variables and there's so many grades and there's so many, you know, supportive and non-supportive ingredients in that ingredient deck. And brands change and formulas change. So I can't resuscitate. So if I do something, I've got to be able to edit it when I find out that when an ingredient gets changed or a product changes or new products come out or whatever, right? It's funny because I had hired somebody to help me with marketing because I'm so terrible at it. And she was really funny. She was saying, like, you don't have anybody doing this. Like, it's really hard to explain this because the word coach has been bastardized by MLMs, and, you know, and it's not something that people really understand what they're using. They just think that my friend uses it or my sister uses it or whoever uses it and they like it, so I'm gonna like it. And you're sitting, and my brain goes like, yeah, but like, you guys are completely different human beings. Like, everything about your lives are different. The only thing y'all have in common is that you know each other. So it's completely ridiculous to expect one product to perform just as well for you as it did for them when all of the other factors that affect efficacy are different, you know? So I'm starting to noodle on that and how I actually approach that. My other thought is like how to do it in a way that I'm proud of and in a way that really does convey what I want it to convey and is the right tone and everything like that, because I'm so careful of how I articulate certain things. You know what I mean? Like, this is such a passion project for me. This is what motivates me. So the drive to do it is there. It's just my messaging has to be so intentional, and I'm 100% willing to sacrifice the entire project if it doesn't go correctly. So I don't know. I'm like kicking around an idea on how to do that, if this makes any sense at all. I just finished the Peloton for today, and it's March 31st. I concluded at 575 miles, which I'm really proud of. It's the most miles I've ever done in a month. It's, quite frankly, it's the most I've ever done, ever. So I'm really excited about that. I still feel great, which is awesome. We just had dinner. I've had like a productive day, and also the weather has gotten a lot nicer, which is so helpful because it just makes such a difference in my overall like disposition. Hello, I am like getting so sparse in the lash region, and my nail. I mean, like we're getting into like real trash cat territory. But I washed my hair. I'm having one of those like good days in quarantine where like everything's kind of okay. It's also sunny outside, so I swear to God there's a correlation. But I worked out for like, I don't even know how long, an hour and 40 minutes today? 90? Hour 40? Something like that. Who knows? I don't know. It's on the video. It's in the video that it's supposed to be in. I'm filming a week of workouts. I'm not doing them with you because that's like 17 hours of footage, but I'm doing like recapping. I joined masterclass last week, and I finished Kelly Wearstler because I'm really into interiors and like my environment and that kind of stuff. So I wanted some guidance. I just like Kelly Wearstler. Plus I'm probably going to be designing our house because I am picky as hell. Very particular. I'm picky and particular. Anyway, I can't get over how like spazzy my lashes look. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so Neil deGrasse Tyson. Okay. Focus. Kelly Wearstler's done. I started James Suckling. He's a little bit more cerebral. He's a lot more like dense. So I have to pace him. I really love wine, but still, it's like one of those things you have to pace. Wine gets very intense. So if you're like into wine like I am, one of the things I did when I was single was I got like way into wine, and I actually like took classes on like, not like I'd ever want to be a somm or a cellar master, but I took those classes just to help me with my palate and like noticing what I like and don't like, So I'm in him. I'm halfway through Massimo Bottura, but the thing is I don't eat meat, so like I'm limited to that. And then the pièce de résistance, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I have a very deep love for Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like, I am happily coupled up, and I know he is very happily married. But if you're anything like me, like I am so attracted to intelligence. Like that is like, it's one of the primary things about Jeremy that just is so hot to me. He is one of the smartest people I've ever met in my entire life. And Neil deGrasse Tyson's like, they're like charming smart. You know what I mean? Like they know how to talk still. That's kind of hard to find. But yeah, so I'm getting into that, and he just makes me so happy because he's just like, I just find him to be like, you know how people are with ASMR, they get like really into it? I'm not like that at all, but I am totally into like him. Like I could just listen to him talk about quantum everything, like the universe and space and time and all this shit that I don't really care about unless he's talking to me about it. I'm like way into it. But he teaches you how to like be a critical thinker. And I'm already pretty good at that, but you know, to his point, like you can always get better. So I just am so thrilled. I very highly recommend this isn't sponsored, but like if they want to throw me a sponsorship, I will happily accept it because I am very pro masterclass. I think it's a great use of your time. I also think I just get so much joy out of watching people who are so clearly like really leaders in their fields. And they're so at the same time like captivating to listen to and to watch. I just enjoy it. So yeah.
Come, let's get it.
He runs away.
Why don't you want to play Indiana Jones with me?
Okay, so I'm a little late to the bike today, but I made it. That's all that really matters. I just weighed myself at 3 o'clock in the afternoon after I ate 7 Oreos. And I was actually really happy with that number. I'm officially down, what is that number in ratio? 60% of the weight that I gained. Is that right? Something like that. I'm down about 60% of the weight that I've gained from my back, which is really good news for me because it's really hard for me to lose weight. So yeah, I recognize I'm eating Oreos, like that's not lost on me, but we're also in the middle of a fucking pandemic, so like throw me the bone. Yeah, so I'm gonna get on the bike, I'm gonna do what I can and continue the momentum.